Good morning. This is second International Conference on Sustainable Future, Environmental, Technological, Social and Economical Matters, ICSF 2021. And I am going to present here the topic morphometric parameters based prioritization of a mid-Himalayan watershed using fuzzy analytic hierarchy process. So the objectives are as follows. Delineate the eastern and western AR watershed, which is in the mid-Himalayan region, using geospatial techniques, investigate morphometric parameters of the watershed, and prioritize watershed based on fuzzy analytic hierarchy process. So the introduction goes like this. Remote sensing and GIS has been given various new techniques to ease mapping of the eroded land. So the remote sense data gives the precise real-time information such as shape and size of the watershed, drainage characteristics, and land use, land cover data. Uh, Coming to the morphometry, it is the measurement and mathematical analysis of configuration of Earth's surface shape and dimension of its landforms. So here we are prioritizing the watersheds. Basically, watershed prioritization has gained importance in conservation of natural resources. So here we are using fuzzy analytic hierarchy process, FAHP, which helps in identifying the critical zones, and then we can implement land and water resource conservation practices for the sustainable development. Now the study area, which includes Nayar River watershed. This is a mid-Himalayan watershed, which is a non-glacial river in the North Indian state, that is Uttarakhand. It has two tributaries, eastern and western Nayar. The eastern Nayar is about 94 kilometers, whereas the western Nayar is about 91 kilometers. The annual rainfall in the area is approximately 1400 mm. Both these tributaries of Nayar watershed, they originate from Dudatuli range. Eastern Nayar is called the Purvi Nayar and Western Nayar is known as Paschimi Nayar. The respective latitudes and longitudes are given here. Now the data used. The following data and software were used in the study. Google Maps of the study area, remotely sensed digital elevation model, which is obtained from Shuttle Radar Topography Mission satellite. Watershed delineation is done on the software QGIS 2.6.0, and the analysis part is done on Microsoft Office 2016. Okay, now coming to the methodology. First, the remote sensing and geographic information system for watershed analysis. Basically, in GIS, we use satellite imagery or aerial imagery. GIS, which includes all aspects of the data acquisition. Therefore, it can be used as monitoring and assessment tool. GIS is considered to handle all the spatial data from sources, such as the remote sense data. Delineation of watersheds. The delineation part is done by the spatial analysis tool and QGIS software, which is used to prepare the different thematic maps. And the area is delineated into the sub watersheds using QGIS 2.6.0 software. Drainage map. The drainage map was prepared by the Strahler's approach, which includes first order streams for those which originated at a source. A stream of a higher order is produced when the stream of order, same order combines. A stream of the higher of two orders is formed when two stream of different orders join. This is the Strahler's approach. Now the morphometric analysis. For geomorphologic analysis, the input parameters such as area, maximum elevation, minimum elevation, stream length, stream order, perimeter were evaluated from digitization of watershed boundary. Here we have included linear aspect, aerial aspect, and relief aspect. So in linear aspect, the stream number of stream segments of particular order, which is inversely proportional to the stream order. Stream length is defined as length of all streams having order U. Watershed perimeter is the length of the outer boundary, which includes its area. So the watershed parameter can be directly computed by QGIS 2.6.0 software. Basin length. It is the distance between two most distant points in the basin. Now coming to the bifurcation ratio, it is the number of stream segments of a given order to the number of streams in the next higher order. The bifurcation ratio basically is a dimensionless property and generally ranges from 3 to 5. The lower values of bifurcation ratio are the characteristics of the watershed. The lower values of RB, which indicates the watershed has suffered less structural disturbances, and the higher values of bifurcation ratio indicates the watershed has suffered high structural disturbances. Now the stream frequency is number of streams per unit area of the basin. It mainly depends upon the lithology of the basin and reflects the texture of the drainage network. Texture ratio. Texture ratio is an important factor in the drainage morphometric analysis, which is depending on the underlying lithology, infiltration capacity, and relief aspects of the terrain. Basically, it is defined as the ratio between the first order streams and the perimeter of the basin. The next is drainage density. This is defined as the ratio of stream length per unit area in the region of watershed. So drainage density is a better quantitative expression to the dissection and analysis of landform, although a function of climate, lithology, and structures and relief and history of the region, can finally use as a direct indicator to explain those variables as well as the morphogenesis of the landform. Now coming to the length of the overland flow. The length of the overland flow is the water that flows over the land surface before getting into the stream channels. It is basically half of the drainage density. Now coming to the aerial aspects. In this first we include the area. The area of the watershed is directly evaluated from the software QGIS 2.6.0. Now the second is the form factor. Form factor is defined as the ratio of basin area to the square of the basin length. So the value of the form factor should always be less than 0.754 for a circular watershed. Small values of form factor indicates more elongated will be the more elongation of the watershed. The watershed with high form factors have high peak flows of shorter duration. So when we have high form factors, this means that the flow will occur for a longer duration. Now coming to the next slide, we have elongation ratio. Elongation ratio is defined as the ratio of diameter of the circle of the same area as basin to the maximum basin length. So Strahler defines this ratio should run between 0.6 to 1 over a wide variety of climatic and geological types. So for circular watershed, the elongation ratio ranges from 0 to 0.9 to 0.10. For oval, 0.8 to 0.9, less elongated 0.7 to 0.8, and elongated 0.5 to 0.7, and more elongated less than 0.5. Now coming to the circulatory ratio, it is defined as the ratio of the watershed area to the area of the circle having same perimeter as the watershed. The circulatory ratios values are range between 0.4 to 0.5, which indicates strongly elongated and permeable homogeneous geological materials. Now coming to the compactness coefficient. Compactness coefficient is the ratio of perimeter of the watershed to the circumference of circular area, which equals the area of the watershed. So now coming to the relief aspects. The maximum watershed relief, it is the maximum vertical distance between lowest and highest point of the watershed. It is also known as total relief. Relief ratio, it is defined as the total relief divided by the maximum length of the watershed. Now, okay, now coming to the main area of our study, that is watershed prioritization. So 9 parameters we have taken to prioritize through FAHP. These 9 parameters are drainage density, texture ratio, stream frequency, watershed relief, circulatory ratio, form factor, elongation ratio, bifurcation ratio, and length of overland flow. Now we have used fuzzy AHP. So this has been widely used in multiple criteria decision making nowadays. So we have combined the morphometric characteristics and FAHP to identify the critical zones of the Nayar watershed. The morphometric characteristics were calculated like I've explained it before. Now this is basic flowchart of fuzzy AHP based decision support model for prioritization. Now here we have our goal is to prioritize the watershed. First of all, we have to identify the constraints like the 9 parameters, then the development of fuzzy AHP matrix, normalization of the parameters. Now in this we have to check whether our the pairwise comparison matrix is correctly made or not. So in this the CR should be less than 10. CR is the consistency ratio, and if it is coming less than 10, then the our weightage is correct. Otherwise we have to modify the matrix, pairwise comparison matrix. So pairwise comparison matrix, like the matrix is formed, it is the square matrix with size equal to number of parameters. Like if we have taken 9 parameters, it should be a 9 by 9 matrix. Consistency check, this is the consistency index formula, lambda x minus n upon n minus 1. So this is the random consistency ratio for, like we have the size of matrix 9, so our Ri value should be 1.45. This is the Sati rating scale. This is basically the reference of our pairwise comparison matrix. Like if intensity of importance is 1, equal important, that means both the parameters are equal important to each other. Now coming to the results and discussion part, this is the digital elevation model we have prepared through the software QGIS of Eastern Nayar. The highest elevation is 3074 meters and the lowest elevation is 565 meters. This is Western Nayar watershed, 3005 meters, and the lowest elevation is 576 meters. Okay, this is the drainage network map we have prepared from the QGIS software. Like the blue color indicates the fourth order stream, the red color indicates the second order stream. Likewise, this is the Western Nayar watershed. Okay, now the area of the Eastern Nayar varies from 3.83 to 7.53. Likewise, the perimeter and basic basin length. This is the stream orders. Okay, these are the parameters. Area parameter, stream length, mean bifurcation ratio, drainage density, stream frequency, circulatory ratio, form factor, compactness coefficient, elongation ratio, relief, length of overland flow, texture ratio, and watershed relief. This is the Western Nayar table. These are the parameters we have taken. Now prioritization. Prioritization of the watershed was achieved through fuzzy analytic hierarchy process. So the consistency ratio came out to be 2%, which is less than 10%. So our pairwise comparison matrix was proved right. Okay, this is the pairwise comparison matrix we have formed, like R and R, like vertically R and horizontally also R. So relief is of equal importance. So 1 is given here. So likewise, we have formed the pairwise comparison matrix. Okay, these are the weightage values we have calculated from normalization for our 9 parameters. Okay, this is the final priority. The last final priority is 0.69, and the highest, the most affected watershed we need to give the conservation measures was the sub-watershed 7. We need to conserve it fast. In this, we have sub-watershed 9, which should be given the immediate treatment so that we can conserve the watershed. This is the priority map of Eastern Nayar watershed. Like 0.79, sub-watershed 7 is the highest, is on the highest priority. Here, sub-watershed 9 is on the highest priority. Okay, now conclusions. Remote sensing and GIS techniques have proved to be useful in delineation of watersheds and further analysis of watershed morphometry. 3 parameters we have calculated: linear, aerial, and relief aspects. The total area of Western Nayar was calculated to be around 749.65 kilometers, and that of the Eastern Nayar was 1000.26 kilometers square. Basically, the perimeter of the Western Nayar was found out to be 508.80 and Eastern Nayar 627.69 kilometers. Both the watershed was found to be of fourth order as per Strehler's scheme. Okay, fuzzy analytic hierarchy process along with 9 parameters. We have calculated the weights and the final priority was given. So these 9 parameters were proved to be very useful in prioritizing. Likewise, we have got the results, the consistency ratio we have calculated less than 10%. So these 9 parameters are somewhat the most important parameters we can include in the prioritization. References. Thank you.